Hi, this is Jamison Tilsner from Tilsy TV. I'm here with Brian Conley, the creator of Alive in Baghdad. Hi, Brian.
How you doing, Jamison?
For those who don't know what Alive in Baghdad is, do you mind explaining it very quickly?
Sure. Alive in Baghdad is a weekly news program produced by Iraqis about daily life in Baghdad and elsewhere in Iraq.
How many Iraqis do you have producing these daily programs?
Well, we have 4 correspondents, a translator, and a coordinator, so that's 6 staff.
All working all the time?
2 part-time correspondents, 2 full-time correspondents. The translator works per tape.
And these are paid employees of yours?
Yep, everybody's paid. It's about somewhere between $2,000 to $3,000 a month.
You're spending between $2,000 and $3,000 a month?
Yep.
When we talked the other day, I mentioned that I think I see what you're doing, for one thing, as a poster child for the power of open television, of open communication in general. But and I saw it mostly as valuable for posterity. You mentioned that you don't agree with me. You think that it should spark some sort of reaction from viewers, some actionable response. Can you talk a little bit more about that?
Sure. Well, I mean, as I've said before, I think that, hopefully it will be around, for posterity and as some sort of archive for people to see and to look back and to say, what the hell happened? Like, what happened, we've been doing this from 2005 on in Iraq. How did things fall apart? Like, where was it going? What was the reasons for that? But at the same time, we're doing this for today. I mean, 3 of our correspondents have kids, young children, and they're doing this work because they want people to know what's going on in Iraq in hopes that there can be some sort of push for a policy change, that we can see things change drastically, that things can be done differently, and basically that we can see what's going on in Iraq and we can understand Iraqis.
And yet, from what I can tell from the videos, you don't necessarily have a political position.
Yeah, we don't try to take a political position. We try to be a news agency, and I mean, we are a news agency. We produce straight content with a neutral voice that prioritizes Iraqi voices and hearing what's going on, at the grassroots level and with citizens and civilians in Baghdad. Our goal is to be able to fund things with these micropayments. So we put up this voluntary paying subscriptions, right?
So on the site, for instance, there's a PayPal link, and anyone can subscribe to pay monthly or one time.
Right. So you can make a one-time donation, or you can make an ongoing subscription payment of $5, $10, or $25. And it's just, it just makes sense. And it's not about donating. It's not about giving money to a charity or a cause you believe in. It's about saying, I value having unfiltered news from Iraq produced by Iraqis. I value supporting Iraqi journalists, and it's worth not having a beer once a month or not going to one movie, to give a little money to support that, because that's what you want. Because you can watch CNN or Fox News or MSNBC and be subjected to soap commercials and pharmaceutical commercials and mutual funds and various things like that, and still not get news that's particularly worthwhile. Or you can watch news and not only see news that is good, is complicated, is providing, insight, but it's also supporting Iraqi journalists and Iraqi families.
What support do you get from your subscribers, and what kind of support from your subscriber base would keep Alive in Baghdad alive?
We're making a little more than 10% of what we need a month from subscribing donations, and then maybe 20% of what we need in donations overall a month right now. Okay. We have about 6,200 subscribers on our main feed, and then another 1,000 or 2,000 over other video players and video sharing sites. So, we need less than 10% of our subscribers to donate $5 a month, and we would cover our Iraq costs. Wow.
Before we go, any last words or thoughts on either the experience itself or the fundraising process?
Just, I think it's really important to think about. I think it's really important to think about how Alive in Baghdad is pioneering a part of the future of news. I don't think it's going to change news irrevocably. I don't think it's a replacement for a traditional news model. But, if we weren't spending tens of thousands of dollars on foreign correspondents, that money could be going to locals, would be supporting local economies. You'd be getting better stories that are closer to the local level, more involved and more nuanced. That would be increasing the quality of our international discourse. It would be increasing our understanding of each other around the world. And then, let's say it costs 10% of what it costs, to hire Iraqi staff to do what foreign staff are doing. Take the rest of that 90% and focus it on really in-depth investigative local reporting about all of the talking about the bridge disaster in Minnesota. Right. We could be looking at our infrastructure issues. We could be looking at, issues in the Gulf Coast. We could have been talking about what was going on the Gulf Coast before the hurricane hit. I'm from Florida. We've known for years that was going to happen to New Orleans. It was just a matter of time.
Sure.
So I think that it's not about putting foreign correspondents out of work and hiring locals and making it cheaper, but I think we could be using that money to hire locals at home to do better coverage at home and locals abroad to do better coverage abroad.
And change that sort of controlled filter, at least to a degree.
Sure. I also look to a future when Mexicans can learn about Iraq direct from Iraqis, and Iraqis can learn about the genocide in Rwanda direct from Rwandans. And maybe, that, if we had something like that today, would be a great help to Iraqis to better understand themselves.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.